was sea tide forecasting station situated at the Gambia Ports Authority, where the ports management promised to fence the facilities installed for forecasting. Minister Gay described the tour fruitful, seeing first-hand information and the essential role clean water and weather forecasts play in our lives.
You don't know about the weather. Maybe you don't have landing rights by aeroplanes in our airports. So the importance of that information, again, is very vital. And this ministry values that so much so that we are looking forward in terms of, adding more activities into that, or the human aspect, the human resource development should be taken care of too, because it's a very important job.
The Director of Water Resources, Usman Jaju, revealed some of the ministry's plans in the pipeline that will be addressing issues confronting them.
One of the projects, which is the early warning project, is replacing some of the absolute equipment that you refer to. We are going to have an automatic weather station. In fact, one is already installed at the airport. We are going to move the station, the observatory at the airport. We have 3 projects that are going to intervene. Right now, we are going to sign an MOU with the African Climate Policy Center, which is a technical arm of the African Union based in Addis. And we would have an upper air station, which is going to be a modern upper air station. Of course, sustainability would be an aspect, but we would work hand in glove with the civil aviation authorities to ensure that that is maintained.
Jaju added currently 3 people are undergoing training in the UK and 6 people are in Nigeria for 1-year training.
A CODEF-MET regional project which is housed in the Gambia, so that project is also going to support the capacity constraints. I can assure you that in 2 years' time you would see a modern automatic weather station throughout the country.
Minister Gay commended all the technical workers on the ground for their efforts despite some challenges and constraints. For Grts News, I am Fatou Jassi.
A young Gambian writer has published a book in honor of President Jammeh for his breakthrough treatment of HIV/AIDS. Fatou Dramé, a law student at the University of the Gambia, said she published the book to showcase President Jammeh's achievements in the field of treatment. Modou Jallo sat down with the budding writer ahead of the book's launch.
As a science student, but I also believe in the gift of God. I believe I have the talent, and I have started writing since 2004 when I took part in a children's writing competition organized by the Child Protection Alliance, and then I was part of the winners. Since then, I also started to develop this writing in myself, and later when the president also started treating the HIV/AIDS, asthma and all the diseases, as an African, I believe in it. As a Muslim, I believe in it because any disease that is sent down, it has a cure. And since my president, as an African leader, has a cure, I stand out to champion it because I believe I am an ambassador to those treated, those to be treated, and those under treatment. Okay. So to champion it and show the president that we, the Gambian people, particularly the young people, appreciate his breakthrough program, I write this book and dedicated it to him.
Okay. When I look at this book, on the cover you have the picture of His Excellency the President. What is this book about? Is it basically about him?
It has some poems that are written in appreciation of his breakthrough program, but the book is an epic collection of poems, stories and riddles. It also has in it my platform during the Miss 22nd July Scholarship Pageant in 2009, where I came out as the second runner-up. So it's really beautiful because I have many poems there, some stories, African stories, and also some riddles. I have the answers there. But the most important thing is I have tried my best to show the whole world that as Gambian people, we truly believe in the treatment program. Okay. We champion it because, you know, we are Africans. And why is it that even African man comes out to say, I have the cure for this? Why should we not believe it? You know, when Quatem was discovered, nobody talked. Now HIV/AIDS is discovered a cure, why should people talk? Is it because he's a black man and an African man? Well, people like me don't want to believe in that. And that is why I'm here to champion this. And I'm sure there are many other people, especially young people, who are there to support this cause.
Yeah, actually that's right. Now this book, you're launching it, when is the launching?
Under the proud sponsorship of His Excellency the President, I'm launching it Friday, 11th January 2013 at Caraba Beach Hotel, 5 p.m. prompt. And I want to take the opportunity to invite the entire Gambian populate, you know, especially those who really believe in this treatment program. I'm calling on everybody, the school children, the young people, the women, old women, everybody to come and grace this very important occasion under the patronage of His Excellency the President.
Over 50 providers and users of the climate and climate change warning information in the West Coast region are enjoying a 2-day capacity building seminar courtesy of the Ministry of Water Resources. Louis Mendy reports the beneficiaries are expected to return to their respective communities as communicators of climate and climate change warning information.
Climate change is a global threat, and one way to deal with the phenomenon is to increase community awareness of the subject. The Department of Water Resources is on that national crusade, sensitizing providers and users of climate change and climate change warning information in each region. In West Coast region, as was done in other regions, over 50 participants, most of them extension workers and the civil society groups, gathered for a 2-day interactive seminar. Beneficiaries are expected to leave the confines of this hall as climate and climate change warning system communicators in their communities.
As you all know, climate change is with us and will continue to stay with us. But we have been feeling the impacts over the years, but it has always been increasing in both frequency and intensity in terms of impact. And West Coast region is no exception to the floods and the disasters that are climate related. We have seen a lot of destructions. Our homes were flooded, people lost their livelihood, and some even lost their lives. And we think the project came to strengthen the capacity of the country to provide information so that we can adapt to the impacts.
Experts say equipping these people with climate and climate change warning information would enable users to better understand and adapt to climate change for the simple fact that two groups speak the same languages.
We brought you here to build your capacity so that you know climate change, you know climate. Then we're going to use you to serve as communicators between those people who are working in meteorology, who don't know the local language. They know scientific and technical language, they don't know local language. Now, you people who have been working with the grassroots level communities, you know the local language.
In the Gambia, providers of climate and climate change warning information interact in a minor way with the most vulnerable communities that need climate and climate change warning information. Also, the largest user community of climate and climate change warning information is highly illiterate. Therefore, this over $1 million United Nations Environment Program funded project on climate change is envisaged to bridge that gap in knowledge levels and networking between the providers and users of climate and climate warning information.
These developments present both exciting opportunities and important challenges to complex concerns such as climate change, development, and global environmental governance.
And the ministry alone cannot be able to combat the phenomenon. But we want to use the expertise of all stakeholders, especially those at rural communities who are in support of development in the country.
This first pillar of mainstreaming climate change into development frameworks that include national and sectoral policies and programs for enhanced capacities and sustainable development is of particular interest to the West Coast region, taking into account its vulnerability to erosion as a result of its geographical location. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back with news from outside the Gambia.
It's NAWEC's highly anticipated spectacular gala dinner coming again. NAWEC's third annual gala dinner with Asanjai and Ngewel Geban. Other Gambian music delights like Jali